Welcome back. The House could take up a compromise immigration bill this coming week, and the president has been tightening the thumb screws on Democrats as more kids get separated from their parents at the border. Here is his tweet from today. Democrats can fix their forced family breakup at the border by working with Republicans on new legislation for a change. This is why we need more Republicans elected in November. Democrats are only good at three things: high taxes, high crime, and obstruction. Sad. Not sad, but a very happy Larry O'Connor with us to discuss. The president is, of many things, a master at framing a debate. Yeah. What do you make of him framing this debate about these kids being locked up as the fault of Democrats? Is he winning?
I think so far he is. I think he is actually winning that debate because I guess they've got a couple of different angles that they can take on the trumped-up controversy over what's going on at the border with the separation of the kids. The first is, and the obvious one, is that where was all the outcry when this exact same policy was being instituted under Barack Obama? And that kind of explains itself. The second is this. The president is on the record saying, hey, I'm willing to meet you guys somewhere. I ran on the idea that I didn't want to give any amnesty without strings attached to any of these DACA kids. I'm willing to give that. You've got to give me something.
The fact remains, though, the president's a little bit on defense here, because if he wanted to change this policy, he could. That's a prerogative of the executive. And this is how he is defending it, and this is how the Democrats are trying to make hay out of it. Take a listen.
No, I hate it. I hate the children being taken away. The Democrats have to change their law. That's their law. That's the Democrats' law. We can change it tonight. We can change it right now.
He's using children, whether they're dreamers or whether they're little children at the border now, for a political purpose. It's shameful.
I can't imagine who you're going to agree with.
Well, listen, to hear Nancy Pelosi say that it's shameful to use children to try to push a policy is ridiculous. And we've heard for decades Democrats saying, oh, it's all about the children. These children are suffering on any policy. The whole idea of Democrats jumping up and the media jumping up, most of the media, thumping the Bible and trying to use the Bible as a motivating factor.
Sessions started that, but...
Well, he didn't start it, but he jumped in on it as well. He said, okay, you want to use the Christian values here? Okay, there's other Christian values. You know, these guys have not used the Bible to justify a lot of policies that the government does that go against my Christian values, okay? Yeah. And they'll call me the person who's trying to push the theocracy because I want to protect unborn children. So let's even put that aside. Why aren't they as upset about the children who are separated from their parents because of the horrible crimes perpetrated by illegal immigrants in this country? There are a lot of children separated from their parents because of illegal immigration and the crimes that go along with it.
There's a lot that everybody can be upset about. There's a lot of rhetoric and arguments on both sides. In the end, it comes down to trying to find a compromise. And we see both sides jockeying essentially for position on this. There is two bills in Congress right now. There is the Good Lad bill, which pretty much everyone agrees is dead on arrival. And then there is this new, quote-unquote, compromise bill that even some Republicans are now saying they're not okay with. So what's the point? Is this going to get solved?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Democrats want this solved because I think it's really, other than we're going to impeach Trump, I don't see what other issue they've got going into November. So, frankly, I don't think they want it fixed. That said, you know, I don't necessarily think Good Lad is dead on arrival. I wish they made a bigger push for Good Lad because from my perspective, from a lot of people who support the president during the campaign on his immigration policies, the Good Lad bill is, in fact, the compromise bill. I mean, it's giving amnesty to 700,000 illegal immigrants. The president never planned on running on that. It's basically saying some pretty fundamental things that most Americans agree with, which is let's have mandated E-Verify. Make every employer do an E-Verify on the immigration status. What they're calling the compromise bill, Leland, doesn't mandate that. So we're never going to fix the illegal immigration problem if we don't do this.
You say you don't think Democrats want to fix this because they believe it's better as a campaign issue. I understand you're cynical, but be intellectually honest and cynical with me. Are there some Republicans who feel the same way, that it is better to have this as a campaign issue than it is to compromise?
I don't think it's necessarily Republicans who think they want it as a campaign issue as much as they truly believe, sadly, in opening up more opportunities for illegal immigrants in this country because the United States Chamber of Commerce and a lot of big businesses support that idea as well. I don't think they win elections out of it, but they do raise a lot of money out of it. Or they really think that this is better for our economy to have this free flow of cheap labor coming across the border without regulation.
All right. Larry, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Great talk.
We'll have a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah, every week, right?
Every week, for sure.